Cytokinin is a basic hormone and mostly it's a purine derivative, and it is primarily it acts on the process of cell division. The cytokinin was discovered by Miller in 1955 when he was working on a tobacco plant. Especially, actually, he was trying to culture the tobacco plant, and at that time he happened to extract this particular hormone from the plant. So what actually happened is this like after that when it was discovered, though he actually the time when the cytokinin was discovered, it was actually named as a kinetin, means the substance is named as kinetin. Later on, from further discovery was made, and it was isolated, even properly extracted even, and it goes by the name, and then it was like named as the zeatin or dihydrozeatin. And all total at the moment 18 different types of cytokinin has been discovered. So cytokinin, it is extracted from the plant, and it has been noticed that the plant actually transport this material across the entirety of the the plant body. And it most of the time it does favor the transport medium of phloem, means it does favor the phloem transport system. It runs through the phloem most of the time. Now, cytokinin, as it has many functions, but out of it, as it has been already said, that cytokinin is responsible for the cell division process, but cytokinin is also responsible for induction of flowering, means formation of flower in the plant. Even it actually tends to break the senescence of the plant, also of the plant, means the process of aging, as we know, where they actually start actually they stop rather producing any kind of flower production or anything, the stage of dormancy, we can say. So this cytokinin has a tendency of breaking that dormancy. Now, talking about the main concept about cytokinin, we can say that cytokinin actually it triggers mitosis. Means the more the cytokinin is present, the more mitosis we are going to see. So, if more mitosis, then it means there will be more cell division and more amount of cell. So that directly imply that it is responsible for plant growth, and thus cytokinin is considered as a growth promoter in the plant. So cytokinin, it's different purposes or different function that are there. So let's have a little talk about that thing. So it is like, as I mentioned before, that cytokinin is responsible for delaying the process of senescence, means it does not allow the plant to enter the phase of senescence where it will grow like age and then simply die. So instead of that, it actually prevent that thing from happening, and actually it prolongs its normal growth cycle or the reproductive phase. It the plant without cytokinin has been noticed that it actually dies very fast. Whereas on the other hand, it also, as I mentioned, it also helps in divisions and all. So it actually helps in the meristem formation, as it promotes mitosis, as it promotes cell division. That means active mitosis is taking place, definitely signify that there will be more amount of meristem formation. uh, there is a light mediated growth induction that is also observed in the case of cytokinin. Means whenever there is light, it actually promotes that particular part of the plant to grow even more, much more. I will be picking up that topic a bit later. So that actually has been seen. And cell division, I will not elaborate it again, as because the process of mitosis itself is actually the process of cell division. Yes, now cytokinesis is actually, I mean cytokinin is actually responsible for organogenesis. um, okay, let's hold on to this. Let's discuss this in the next slide. Finally, one more thing I'll talk about the cytokinesis. Sorry, cytokinin. I'm sorry, I'm multiple times saying it as cytokinesis. It's actually cytokinin. So cytokinin is actually responsible for nodulation. Now, if you are not familiar with nodulation, it is actually the feature which is seen mostly in the like plant species which are leguminous type, and we know that in their root there is this leguminous like this rhizobium organism which actually form these root nodules. So this nodulation feature, it is somehow even assisted, means in the particular process it is assisted by the presence of cytokinins there. So this cytokinin is responsible for multiple things. So it is actually responsible for all these different kind of features all together, and mostly it is somehow controlled by the cell division, as it promotes cell division and organ formation. So there is all this thing there. Now let's talk about that organogenesis and that light mediated transport. Actually, what we are going to find is that in case of cytokinin, the moment the cytokinin is present in certain part of the plant, it does promote mitosis definitely, but actually that mitosis will trigger in formation of this structure which is called the lateral bud. Let me tell you something. This entire structure is actually the lateral bud, which can become a different kind of organ. It can become the flower also, it can become any other part of the plant also. Even sometimes fruit generation is also seen from there. And if you consider this to be the one that is forming the leaf, no, this structure beneath this small bulge like structure that you see beneath is actually what is known as the leaf scar, which is the one which will develop into the leaf. But this structure that you're seeing at top is actually some sort of either flower formation, or it is some sort of fruit formation that will take place later on from that flower. So that means this cytokinin is actually inducing the formation of the buds, or this is what is known as the lateral bud formation in the dicot. And it is completely like act as an opposite to that of the auxin which promotes the apical growth. This cytokinin will actually trigger the lateral growth, and from here branching and everything is possible with that of the cytokinins. So that's why cytokinin, it promotes the lateral bud formation, and even this is induced by light, because if light source is right around this side, let's say, then the lateral bud will be actually forming a bit more around this corner, and thus it will actually extend towards that particular part of the plant. So that means this process, this cytokinin, is somehow helping in proliferation of more and more branches and spreading of the plant throughout the entire direction. So it is quite useful for the growth of the plant.